Hi guys, welcome back to another worship practice blog. Today I got here early just because I want to run through some of my lines myself with the chart, and I want to jot down where I'm planning on doing the ad-libs. That's something that I do frequently just because I practice it at home, but whenever you get onto the stage and you're listening to your in-ear monitor, the music, the track, the guide, all of the things, I sometimes get lost. Full transparency. So when I see it on my paper, when I've written it in, as I've practiced it, it kind of gives me that like mental note of like, okay, this is where you're doing that. I wanted to show you a little bit of behind the scenes. Again, I'm a worship lead. We have a worship pastor, and then we also have a worship director, and they work very closely together to orchestrate and organize things so that we can just kind of show up and know what we're doing when we show up to practice. I think that is key. I worship with some very talented people, and as intimidating as that is, it encourages you to show up knowing your stuff. Let's get into worship practice. This may be a little longer, just a heads up, so you asked for it, just remember that. When it comes to preparing to lead a song in worship, it involves both spiritual and practical elements. Here are some effective prep tips for worship leaders. On the spiritual preparation, you want to make sure you're praying for guidance. You want to spend time in prayer and seek God's guidance for service. Ask for clarity on the message and your role in leading the song for worship. Align with scripture and prepare your heart. You want to visualize the entire experience as a whole for the person. We are there for the people and not necessarily the performance. And so when it comes to practical preparation, which is what you are seeing here, is you need to know your song thoroughly. I familiarize myself with every aspect of the song: melody, lyrics, structure. I practice until I feel that I'm confident. You want to rehearse with the team, which is what we're doing here. We're going through the song map, making sure that no one has any questions. Everyone is comfortable with the arrangements and the transitions. You want to consider dynamics and flow. We split up into teams and we have everybody just kind of go over their parts and make sure the sound team is prepped and ready to go. Musicians are prepped and ready to go, and each of the parts are prepped and ready to go. And you want to engage with your congregation. And that part is a part that you have to kind of practice during practice, but also practice at home. You want to practice smiling in the mirror. You want to make sure you're interacting with people, opening your eyes and looking at the crowd. No, ma'am, you cannot close your eyes the entire time. You have to remember that as worship leads, we need to engage with the congregation to bring them into the worship moment. If you want more tips, let me know.